Hey everybody, this is Robbie with Robbie's Reptiles. Today I thought we'd do a different type of video. I wanted to, sort of in the style of sew stick, just kind of show you guys my hand this episode, and show you guys some of my favorite hatchlings that we have hatched out so far. Starting right here are from Giga Chad and a creamsicle pairing, believe it or not. I usually don't like to mix base colors, but I wanted to see what happened because I've never done it myself. So this is one of the babies that came out of it. This is a very nice lily white, and again the dad is Giga Chad and the mom is a creamsicle female that I ended up selling recently. Get this closer. The contrast is a lot more impressive than I thought it would be. Also, I apologize if the lighting is not perfect. I took off my soft box so that I could turn my fan on, so we're working with what we've got. But anyway, this is one of my favorite that I've hatched so far. It is actually available. There actually have been 4 total lilies that hatched out from that same pairing. One was hatched out with the person that I sold the female to, but this is the sibling to that lily white that I just showed you, same parents. Really nice looking, and I heard from Altitude Exotics that if you actually pair a really dark based gecko with a very light based gecko, you end up getting a lot more defined lines and a lot more I'm not sure how to word it, but apparently it is ideal and it does make good offspring. So I'm going to raise up these lilies to see what happens. Now for me, my personal favorite was my Giga Chad to Vanessa pairing, and this is the offspring so far. And sadly, I'm not too blown away by them so far. So this is the first baby. Oh no, don't you dare. Okay, now I've got 2 and that one's on the floor. So this is the first baby and it looks more like a quad stripe, which is crazy because neither of the parents lacked any pattern, as you guys both know. But this one is not showing a lot of pattern, which is kind of a disappointment. However, you can still see those white dots on it. That is a good indicator that with age, it will definitely have the pattern spread. And I am sure that I will get people asking, this is the sort of decor that I've been using for my fresh hatchlings. It maintains its shape very well, and so you can bend it, curve it, and then the geckos can climb all over it. They've got plenty of space, since they're so tiny. And it's really clean and it's dirt cheap. You can get them for like $4 a piece at Walmart, but this is not even the actual thing. This is actually the full thing that you can buy, and you see I've been using it. And you can take the leaves off, and I use that for my hatchlings because they don't really need a lot when they're babies, as you can see, and this is a lot to climb on, hide in. That's tons of foliage. I also have things that are more set up like this, and usually I will bunch them up in the back so that they have a little bit of height there. Over here is the most impressive Vanessa Giga Chad Lily White offspring. That's a mouthful. This one's a keeper. It's got crazy highlighted head too, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Let me really go macro on this. If you look right there, look how crazy highlighted his head is. Like at the edge of the crests, it is highlighted. Does that make sense? Very saturated too. Just like the mother, very crazy saturated. And I think my hypothesis is that Giga Chad has a little bit of the pink line tangerine in him because all of his offspring hatched out with pink dorsals, and he also has a tinge of pink on his dorsal. Now, I did not produce this myself. Obviously, I made a video on it. But this is one of my favorite hatchlings that I have right now for absolutely obvious reasons. Let me go ahead and get her out. This, of course, is the Super Cappuccino that I am currently growing out. But of course, you know, everybody loves Super Cappuccino. Crazy alien looking geckos. What is there not to love? Down here is actually a bunch of hatchlings that I have hardly even posted about. And you can see they're all labeled Chadette. Let's go ahead and crack into these. This has got to be the greatest extreme harlequin hatchling, if I can ever get it to stand still, that I have ever hatched out. This has almost no base color. This is from Chad and Chadette, and I knew that they would throw some absolutely stunning babies, but I never expected this stunning. So this one is going to be a keeper for sure, and it's got the great colors of its mom and dad too. And when it first hatched out of the egg, I knew it was going to be really special with how little base color it had and how much contrast it had too. And I'm really excited to grow this one out. This one just tried to run away and hide forever. But this is the sibling to it. It looks really nice as well. Not as much pattern, but just as much contrast when it's fired up. This one I wouldn't mind selling if you guys are okay. If you guys would be interested in one of the jumpiest babies I've ever held. But no, if you guys are actually interested in one of the nicest Chadette babies that I've made, this one might be up for sale. I'm gonna say I will do $450 plus shipping, or $500 shipped if you guys haggle a little bit. He seemed a bit upset about that pricing. He might be worth more. But anyway, this is going to be a really nice one. If you guys are interested, go ahead and just DM me or something. Yet again, another Chadette sibling. This one is much more cream than all the other ones. This is going to be really awesome to watch develop. Really good Harlequin markings, and not triple X. Triple X would be the absence of the dorsal, or the dorsal patterning and the pinstriping, but this one is still a really nice high white. It will be a high white. Right now it's more cream, but I know that it will develop. This is the biggest Chadette baby so far. It's only got one section of striping that reaches the dorsal, so by definition it technically is an extreme Harlequin, but not as extreme as the siblings, but that reflects its price. This one's only going for, I think, $300 I have it listed for. I would almost say with 100% certainty going to be female, as it has no ball sack yet, and this is starting to get pretty big, pushing 15 grams or so. This has to be one of my favorite lilies that I've produced. This is from a monochrome to lily white pairing, although I just think this is a normal lily white. Really interesting striping though, I love it. I went ahead and I named it Marauder, because I love the game Doom. But anyway, this is a very beautiful one. I love him. Starting to look female though, it's getting pretty big. It's on the camera. Starting to look female though, getting really big, and no ball sack yet, so my hopes are high that this is female actually. We have Thalia's first ever lily white baby in here. This baby, the camera will never do it justice, but you can tell that this patterning is going to be just like the mother's, but it's going to be white. But yeah, so this is Thalia's first lily white offspring, and it is just absolutely stunning. Pretty much exactly what I thought they would kind of look like out of the egg. Not fired up at the moment. When it does fire up, it shows a lot more of the mother's orange and a lot more of the dad's black base color and white patterning. This one's for sure going to be a grow out. I need to see how it develops. I've never seen such Halloween females paired to a lily white of any kind, so I'm really excited to see how this develops. It's really just so exciting holding this gecko when some of my first YouTube videos were theorizing about how amazing that pairing would be, and then pairing them together, and now I'm holding the fruits of my labor. That is a very rewarding feeling. If you guys have any name recommendations, leave them in the comments. Anyway, I'm sure this is out of focus. I don't care. I don't like vlogging or pointing at myself. That's going to be the end of the video. I can ramble on forever, as you guys know, so make sure to like, subscribe, all that YouTube mumbo jumbo.